Good morning, everyone. How's it going on this Wednesday, April 17th? It's a beautiful day out there. Sun's shining, grass is growing, flowers are growing. Spring is here. So let's talk a little bit about Husqvarna 592s. I'm just modifying one right now. The saws are 93 cc's. It's Husqvarna's most powerful saw now. About maybe 2 years ago, some engineers came over from Husqvarna, and I said, wow, man, that's a big displacement saw. A huge cylinder on these things, big piston. They said, yeah, the engineer involved with this one, he wanted to make the most powerful saw in that class. And he did. In this class, it's definitely the most powerful, and it's been quite reliable so far. There's been a few issues. They've had some factory problems with the air intake boot here, in the intake part breaking, which is kind of unusual because it really doesn't move around a lot. Must have been some bad material. And they had some warranty issues with cases cracking on the top dog here. So right here, they were breaking off on this ear here, which is kind of a little bit of a crummy design, sort of like Still's 066 and whatnot. You get the odd one that would break here, a guy would hit it real hard. So, but they did have beefed these up already and redesigned the crankcase, so that's nice. So they've addressed each problem, which has been good. There was some problems with the auto-tuned wiring on 585s. We had a few, the ones that are carbureted, adjustable carburetor, but the wires were coming out of the off the intake shroud here and grinding onto the flywheel, and then it wrecks the whole control of the carburetor because it's an auto tune, right? So that's been addressed as well. So what else was there? Oh, the carburetor primer bulb, or the line here for the primer bulb. It wasn't like this rib type hose before. It was a straight hose, and some of them were kinked. So from the factory, some of them wouldn't pump up properly or start properly. So they've already addressed that as well, and it's worked good. So the purge valve system has been addressed with the hose. The crankcase problem has been addressed. The manifold's been addressed. And really, that's about it. These things are just got a lot of power. They don't. They actually have very good timing numbers for a big displacement saw, but I do clean them up a bit. They're quite rough in the exhaust port, so I find that with a lot of Donny cylinders, which is the manufacturer of this one from Italy. I clean that up and widen the exhaust just a tad and raise it just a little bit, not much. It doesn't need to have much. They got lots of bottom end and top end. Clean up the lower transfers. Clean up the hires just a little bit because they have a few little jagged edges in there, which I call little grapes, just little edges in there, little round pieces. And the intake, I leave alone. It's got a nice intake port on it, but I do take a little bit of timing off the skirt of the piston to give it a little more intake duration, which I find works good on this model. A couple that I didn't do that, and the ones that I did, the same customer had one of each, and he found the one I did that to pulled better and had all around better power. The exhaust itself on these are quite just a big open can. You can take this top off and open that up if you want, but I don't know. I don't see no reason to disturb this part of it. If anything, you can maybe get one of Gordy's universal exhaust ports and put on top here, or the other side here. But just watch when you do that your bucking spike still clears, eh? So if this is on there, you got to make sure when it's bolted on, you're not hitting the dog. Okay, so just watch if you're modifying your own mufflers to try to watch for that. Instead of the Gordy's Wesco saw ones, I've used like the 288 type ones here that I cut off, and I'll TIG weld that on there, right? With about a 5/8 to about I don't know, I guess close to 3/4 of an inch hole there. But like I say, these are an open can anyways. the exhaust will make doing the exhaust mod will definitely cool the temperature of the motor down a bit, but doesn't give you a huge amount of more performance. A little gain, I would say, on a dyno, probably a couple tenths possibly of a horsepower. Maybe not a full half horsepower like other dual port mufflers or bark boxes or Egan straight shots or whatever else is out there, eh? So anyways, I just wanted to talk about the 592. I do have a 592 racing saw that I've going to do some more work on in the next little bit, and I'll show you guys that and me doing some test cuts with it. I was just over there setting up a Symington grinder for a customer for the Walker Saw Shop. But I do have my own as well, and I'll get it set up here real soon and start grinding a few chains for some Logger Sports chains. Yeah, unfortunately, my dad doesn't do them anymore. Bobby Walker's built some of the best racing chains probably in the world. He's won my dad's won hot saw competitions, world champion ones with 3120s quite a few years in a row, and multiple other Logger Sports competitions around BC where my friend Dave McLeod and other guys like Ed Braun used to run our saws, and yeah, and a few other guys, right? So I'm going to keep up that tradition. I got the 592 hot saw we'll be running this year, a couple 3120s that I got to get put together, and I'm helping a guy out with a couple 2100s as well. So we'll see how that works out. We don't have the saw classes up here like you do in the US, like your 50cc versions, 60, 70, 75, 80. We just have basically stock appearing 100cc, piped 100cc, then we have the 135cc class, and then the bike saw class as well, with guys with bike saws and Harleys, whatever they want to bring, right? I traditionally would rather see it all be in the regular power saw that's been modified for racing. You know, doing the dirt bike engine stuff and snowmobile motor type ones aren't really a traditional saw, but they're very cool. You got to admit, they're super cool, man. Yeah, they go really good. Anyways, just want to talk to you about that today. I got to get back to work here now. I got a few other saws to do and go back down to the Walkers tomorrow and drop them off and pick up some more for you fine folks. So keep your saw into it, stick your knife, rubbing the road, enjoy the beautiful day. If it's nice in your area, if not, enjoy it anyways. Be happy. Have a great day. Donny Walker out. Catch you later.